How does the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra hold up in 2025? This phone came out in August of 2020, making it 4.5 years old. For about $300 refurbished, is this a banger of a deal, or are you better off getting a mid-ranger for this $300? Let's start off with the design. I personally love the curved screen on the phone. I think it adds to the aesthetic, but I have the opposite opinion of the back. The mirror here, paired with the chunky camera bump, is not the best looking. Nonetheless, the design is very subjective. Well, yeah, there's also an S Pen. It's not a decision-changing feature, but it's good to know it's there. If you want to jot down something real quick, it's at your service. Just using this phone is going to feel more premium than those mid-rangers. For example, the haptic feedback on this phone is going to feel perfect as you type, as opposed to the much more intense feedback on those mid-rangers. The speakers on the Note 20 is yet again going to be a better balance. If you care about the experience of using your phone, I'd easily give it to the Note 20 Ultra. The display is also stunning, and it's almost on par with the latest flagships. You get a QHD Plus screen that has a 120Hz refresh rate, but here's the catch. You can only have one of those two turned on at the same time. So it's either Full HD at 120Hz or Quad HD at 60Hz. So it depends on if you prioritize resolution or how smooth your phone feels. Nonetheless, this display is arguably miles ahead of what you get on those budget phones. With everyday tasks, this phone feels fairly smooth. It's rocking that Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset, and it's coupled with 12 gigs of RAM. Be it scrolling through YouTube Shorts or typing up an email on this phone, there is no lag. Even the gaming performance on somewhat graphic-intensive games like Asphalt here feels really solid. However, really graphic-intensive games such as Fortnite or Genshin Impact would be pushing it past its limit as you start to see some dropped frames. Your best bet in the US for a $300 phone is the Galaxy A25 or the Motorola G Power. Now, if you put these phones side by side with the Note 20 Ultra, they might feel smoother at first. However, as time goes on, flagship phones tend to age better, so that smoothness in those $300 phones won't usually last long. And when it comes to gaming, these mid-range phones are cooked. Cameras, there is no question here. These $300 budget phones can't match the hardware of the Note 20 Ultra. While it is not to say the Galaxy A25 or the Motorola G Power take bad photos, they are not as versatile as this bad boy. I'll say it's a bit dark out there, or there's a big bright light behind your subject. The Note 20 Ultra is going to handle that better than these phones. If you're taking videos in the Note 20 Ultra like me right now, this phone can do 4K 60fps on the front and the back cameras, which both the mid-rangers I mentioned can't do. Heck, this phone can even do 8K. I know that's a bit gimmicky, but it's still there. Even when it comes to image processing, the flagship tends to do better and has a better color science. Additionally, this phone has a 50x maximum digital zoom, so if you're into concerts, this will serve you way better. Although if you zoom in too much, the stabilization got a bit funky. So is that it? Is the Note 20 Ultra just straight up better in every single way? That's where things get a bit complicated. If you're getting this phone refurbished, it either means someone had used it and traded it in, or it was sitting on the shelf of a store as a display model, both significantly hitting the battery. This is where the $300 mid-range phones shine. Beyond packing a large battery inside, these phones have weaker, less resource-intensive processors, meaning they will last longer on a single charge. Secondly, software updates. So Android phones get two types of updates. One is the Android updates, which upgrades the version of Android you are using, and you usually get this once a year. The other one is the security updates, which you get every few months. These updates ensure your phone isn't subject to any kind of security vulnerabilities. When this phone released, it came with Android 10 and offered 3 years of Android updates, meaning the last update this phone got was Android 13. The latest Samsung phones come with Android 15, so this phone is already 2 updates behind. In terms of security updates, Samsung initially offered 4 years of updates, and those 4 years ended last August. On the bright side, this phone is still receiving updates, but on the dark side, we don't know for how long. So if you're planning on keeping this phone long term, things aren't looking too good. So overall, if you're willing to compromise on the latest software update in the battery in turn for the gargantuan difference in processing power, display, design, camera, or just the premium feel of it, the Note 20 Ultra is a really good choice. Anyways, that's it for this video. This is Rishi, signing off.